Okay then. So good afternoon to all. Now we shall proceed with our today's discussion. So in this discussion, we will be actually we will get familiarized with Boolean algebra and how to approach an Boolean expression if given, right? So this basic knowledge is important in order to go for the simplification of Boolean expressions. Okay. So these are nothing but the basic knowledge regarding Boolean algebra. So what is Boolean algebra? So Boolean algebra is a special branch of algebra which is mostly used in the digital electronics. Okay. Boolean algebra was invented in the year 1854. So this is very old. This branch of algebra is very old. It is invented in 1854 by the English mathematician called as George Boole. And from its surname you can observe it is called as Boolean algebra. Right. So Boolean algebra is a is a method of simplifying the logic circuits in a digital electronics. So Boolean algebra. So suppose अपना simple algebra क्या कहते हैं? It has some numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has some operators plus, minus, division, percentage, right? So these are nothing but operators. And similarly, Boolean algebra will have its own operators and operations. Okay. So we will see that, but always remember that in Boolean algebra, we have only two numbers, 0 and 1. So hence it is also called as switching algebra because we have seen the working switching. One second. Okay. Because we have seen that switching action is nothing but what happens in the switching action. In switching action, we assume that 1 is nothing but on and 0 is nothing but off. Okay, so only two possibilities are there in Boolean, 0 and 1. Same thing you can observe in switching also there are only two possibilities, on and off. So hence Boolean algebra is also called as switching algebra. Okay. Then in general mathematics, we represent mathematical operations between algebraic variables by using mathematical operators like plus, minus, multiplication, division. Okay. So this is in our general mathematics or general algebra, which we have studied already up to the 10th or 11th or 12th standard. Similarly, in Boolean algebra also there are many operations and some operators are like and, or, and not. So these are basic operators. We have already seen the functioning of and, or, and not gate, right? So and, or, and not, these operators are very important in case of Boolean algebra, and any expression can be realized or any expression can be written in terms of these three operators. Okay, you take any expression in Boolean algebra, in those three, these three operators will be always there. Okay. So similarly जैसे अपने algebra के laws and operators and variables रहते, the same thing will go for the Boolean algebra also. Boolean algebra has its own laws, has its own operators, has its own variables, constants, right? So again, one important thing about the Boolean algebra is complement. So complement means a reversal or inverse or opposite value. For example, if the variable is 1, then its complement will be 0. Okay, so complement of 1 will be 0. Similarly, if the variable is 0, then its complement will be 1. Right? So complement is basically an inverse, opposite value. So since there are only two values, so the opposite of one will be the other. Again, the complement variable is generally represented by bar. Okay. So suppose the a variable is there, so its complement is generally represented as a bar. This is the denotation. Okay. So I hope this much is It's just basics regarding the Boolean algebra, nothing more. Then, as I've already told you, that there are three main operations such as AND, OR, and NOT. Okay, and these operations are nothing but similar to the truth table of your AND gate. This is also similar to the truth table of your OR gate, and this is the truth table. This is similar to the truth table of your NOT gate. So we know the AND operation. How will AND operation give you output? We know that output of AND will be 1, that is output of AND will be high only when each one of its input is high. Otherwise, the output will be 0. So you can observe here 0. Now AND symbolically it is denoted by this multiplication. You can just remember like this. AND operator can be termed as dot. So 0 and 0. So I am not mentioning it is as multiplication operator. Okay. So in Boolean algebra, this multiplication becomes AND operation. So 0 and 0 will become 0, 0 and 1 becomes 0, 1 and 0 becomes 0, and 1 and 1 becomes 1. Okay. Just don't get confused. This is looking like a multiplication in general algebra, but in Boolean algebra, this stands for AND operation. Dot stands for AND operation. Remember that. Similarly, in general algebra, this plus sign is nothing but addition, whereas in Boolean algebra, this plus sign is nothing but the OR operator. Okay, so here you can observe similar to the truth table. You can observe here, if both inputs are 0, then only the output will be 0. Otherwise, the output will be high. If any one of the inputs is high, then output will be high. This is the OR operation. And NOT operation, again very simple. Complement of 0 will be equals to 1, and complement of 1 will be equals to 0. Okay, is there any problem in this table, first table, AND operation, OR operation, and NOT operation? If you are having any problem, then you can ask me right away. So these operations are nothing but the logic gate outputs. We have already seen in last session what are logic gates. Okay, so these are just ऑपरेशन. जैसे अब जनरल अलजेब्रा में आप क्या बोलते हो, 1 + 1 क्या होता है, 2, right? So there the operator was addition, and 1 + 1 = 2. This was the operation. So similarly, these are some rules and laws of Boolean algebra, right? So this is the AND operation. AND operation means, again I am repeating, just pay attention, that what does AND operation tells you, that the AND operation, the output will be high when both the inputs are high. अगर आपके पास 3 इनपुट होंगे तो आउटपुट विल बी हाई when all 3 inputs are high. Otherwise, for OR cases, the output will be 0. This is the AND operation. Now here you can observe 0 and 0 will be 0, 0 and 1 will be 0, 1 and 0 will be 0. But 1, the operation of 1 and 1, when both inputs are 1, then output will be 1. Okay, so since the representation is matching as a multiplication, but this multiplication and dot we generally use for the multiplication, but this is in general algebra. Now we are entered into the Boolean algebra. In general algebra, you have infinite amount of numbers starting from 0 to infinity, but in Boolean algebra you have only two numbers, 0 and 1, and some variables will be there such as a, b, c, d, right? So depending on this, these are some operations, basic operations of Boolean algebra, and these are some laws. So right now we have just discussed regarding this table. This table is nothing but AND operation and OR operation. So similarly, OR operation, what does OR operation tells you? That the output will be high if any one of the input is high. So this plus is nothing but the symbol of plus is nothing but the operator for OR. Plus is the symbol which is used to display that there is a OR operation between these two 0 0. Okay, between these two variables there is a OR operation. So again I am telling you, this is not addition, this is OR operation. Similarly, the complement is a NOT operation. It is the complement of 0 equals to 1 and complement of 1 equals to 0. Okay, so these three operations are very basic and you should remember this. Okay, now there are certain laws and very basic laws these are. So these are the AND laws. You can observe here that all these operators here, these are nothing but the AND operators. Okay, similarly these are OR laws. So all the operators are nothing but plus sign, right? So now first law is A dot 0 will be always 0. Why? Because we know that if any one of input is 0, the output of AND will be 0. Clear? Okay, so इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ वैल्यू ऑफ ए, अगर आप यहाँ पे ए की वैल्यू 0 भी पुट करते हो तो 0 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 0 भी 0 होता है. एंड इफ यू आर पुटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ ए एज 1, देन a and 0 will be also 0. So maximum how many values are possible? 2, because this is boolean. So if I put the value of a as 0 or if I put the value of a as 1, since the output will be always 0, because the AND operation itself will tell you that if any one input is 0, the output will be 0. Now second, a and 1. So now what happens? If I put the value of here a as 0, then 0 and 1, here you can observe 0 and 1 becomes 0. Okay, that means अगर आपने a की वैल्यू 0 पुट की यहाँ पे तो आउटपुट आपको 0 मिलेगा. If I put the value of a as 1, then 1.1 will be equals to 1, right? So what you are observing here, that the output will be dependent on this, the value of a, and hence a and 1 will be a. So these are again laws and you should remember all of them. Similarly, the next one is a, when there is AND operation between two similar input, the output will be that input only. A dot A will be A. Okay. Suppose I have taken the value of A as 0, then 0 dot 0 will be 0. Suppose the value of A will be A is 1. I have taken the value of A as 1. Then 1 dot 1 will be 1. Right? So you can observe here. Very basic thing is there actually. This is not supposed to explain, but just I am explaining it anyway. So that these are very basic terms used in Boolean algebra. And then fourth one is A dot A complement. Now A dot A complement will be always equals to 0. Why? Can anyone answer? So here A is nothing but a variable. Okay, so you can have your own variable A B C D कोई भी हो. अगर Z अगर मैंने यहाँ पे भी लिया, so Z dot Z bar equal to 0. That won't change. Why? Anyone? Simple common sense is there. Suppose you have put the value of A equals to 0, right? Then a bar will be 1. And since this is AND operation, any one input, if it becomes 0, then output will be 0, right? Now if I assume a equals to 1, then a will be 1 and a bar will be 0. So in both the cases, one input will be always equals to 0, either a or a bar. So hence AND operation, when you apply AND operation to the a and a bar, it will always become 0. So these laws are nothing but these laws are derived from these operations. So these operations are very important. What do you mean by AND operation? Just remember like this: if all the inputs are high, if all the inputs are 1, then output will be 1. Otherwise, all the values are 0. And what is OR operation? If any one of input is high, then output will be high. So just by remembering two statements, you can remember the working of AND and OR. And depending on the AND operation, they have derived some laws, AND laws, and depending on the OR operation, they have derived some OR laws. Okay, so you can go through this, and if you are having any difficulty, then you can ask. Okay, then again, some laws are there other than AND and OR. So first two laws are nothing but the absorption law. We will see that. And then De Morgan's theorem. So this is just for the information. Actually, the minimization, which we will do, that the minimization, actually this is not in your syllabus. Minimization using Boolean algebra is not in your syllabus, but minimization using K-map is there in your syllabus, right? So these are just basics regarding Boolean algebra. So you should know all these. Very simple thing. Now, if how will you prove this? A plus A dot B equals to A. Okay, so I will just let you know. So I'm just taking A common. So now when A is taken as common, what will be here? Bracket will be 1 plus B, right? 1 plus B हो जाएगा. I'm solving this. A plus A bar, ये A कैसे आया? I'm solving that. So when I take A common from this, it will be 1 plus B. Now what is the value of 1 plus B? Now 1 plus B is nothing but you have to now
One.
realize, right, very right. So 1 plus B is nothing but this is the OR operation. And what we know about the OR gate, that if any one input is high, then output will be high. So obviously 1 is already there. So that means whatever will be the value of B, you will get the output as 1. So 1 dot 1, so what it becomes? It becomes A dot, that is AND operation, and 1. So now A dot 1, here it is A dot 1. So it is nothing but equals to 3. So in this way you can just verify and remember all these things which are very basic. There are many, but that won't be needed in this discussion. Okay. So just go through it, and if you are having any problem or any doubt regarding this, then you can ask. Then this is the one example that suppose the function is given as the combination of these many inputs. Okay, so whenever the expression is, they have given the expression like this, that means you have to first identify how many variables are in the function. Okay, so you can observe there is one variable as A, another is B, and third one is C. So this expression has three variables. Okay, that means the output of this function is depending on the three inputs a, b, and c, and also this plus dot complement. These are nothing but the actual connections in your digital circuit. So now the important thing about there can be multiple inputs. In this case, we are treating it as A, B, C are three inputs, and these OR and are not as nothing but the connections between these inputs. But in real life, there might be many inputs. Okay. So what is important that we should able to reduce this expression in a simplified form, because by simplifying these expressions only you will be able to realize the actual circuit, and also you will require many number of NAND gates, or let's say we are not talking about NAND, then the how many OR gates you will require? Anyone? So here you can observe three plus signs are there. Okay, so in general, three OR gate you will require. Similarly, how many AND gates are required? So you can observe this is one term. This is again one AND operation is here, dot is here, next dot is here.
Two and operation.
Just I am explaining. Here one is here, one is here, but it is not all, because there is again AND operation between A and B, A bar and B,
4.
right? 4. So 3 OR gate you required, 4 AND gate you require, and one complement is there. So 1 NOT gate you required. So total you require 8 gate to realize this operation. Now we will simplify this function or this operation, and we will see at the output. Actually you can already look at the output. So by the simplification process, okay, you can observe here by the simplification process, by applying, just now we have seen in earlier slide, I will just go to this earlier slide. By applying these operations and these laws, we are reducing this expression. Okay, and at the end what you will get, that function, the value of function will be equals to 1. So this complete term a plus b, ab into in bracket a plus a bar b into in bracket a plus c. So this complete three terms, you can observe this complete expression is nothing but a. After simplification, what you observe, that this function is actually dependent on only one variable. Okay, so that's why this simplification is important. And now how many gates you require to realize a? Hardly one or two, or simply one connection you can take right away from a point. जहाँ से आपका a point है, तो आप क्या करोगे? Simply one connection भी you will give. So this will become nothing but a. So actually no gate is required at all. But अगर आप simplification नहीं करते तो क्या होता? How many? 8 gates you were requiring. So that is why the simplification or minimization, it is also called as minimization. Simplification and minimization of Boolean expression are very important in digital electronics. Okay, so it will decrease your resources, it will decrease the number of gates. Number of gates decrease हो गए मतलब complexity decrease हो गई, simple हो गया आपका circuit, right? So just remember this, that simplification and minimization is important due to this reason. Now how you have achieved this reduction, I will just explain very quickly. Okay, so you have to just follow these steps. So first step is nothing but a given condition, given problem, right? Then I have multiplied these two brackets, just simple multiplication के जैसे operation करना है. then what happens, this a dot a है ना, यहाँ इस ब्रैकेट का फर्स्ट टर्म एंड इस ब्रैकेट का फर्स्ट, so a dot a, then a dot a bar b, then a dot a bar b, then ab dot a and ab dot a bar b. Simple. I have just expanded and done the multiplication of these two terms, two brackets, right? And this third bracket is I have kept as it is, a plus c. Then we have applied our knowledge regarding the Boolean algebra. So we know that a dot a is nothing but only a, right? A dot a is nothing but a. Now here you can observe that a dot a bar is there. So actually there are two means this is the AND operation between three inputs. But you can here observe that a dot a bar is there. So as soon as a dot a bar you have seen, you know that the value of a dot a bar will be always 0. Why? Because always there will be, since these two are complements of each other, always one of them will be equal to 0. And since this is the AND operation, the value will be again 0. Right? So again 0 multiplied by b is there actually, but 0, the operation between 0 and b, it is AND. So again the value of this becomes 0. So this term will directly become 0. तो जहाँ पे भी आपको कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स दिखे साथ में वो टर्म 0 हो जाएगी. The next is ab dot a. So here you can observe again 2a are there. So a multiplied by a is nothing but a. So here you can observe that 1a is removed. Okay, so now this ab dot a becomes ab only. Then the next, this term is also again, there are total 4 variables, right? बट जैसे ही आपको एक ही टर्म में a और a bar दिख गए, that means the complete term will be 0. So in this way what you have got, a plus 0 plus ab plus 0, right? So I have dropped these 0 0 and just I have collected remaining terms. So now bracket becomes a plus ab, and this third bracket is as it is, I have taken a plus c. Now again I have expanded these brackets and I have done the multiplication. So a multiplied by a multiplied by c, then ab multiplied by ab multiplied by c. So although I am calling it as a multiplication, but it is actually an AND operation. Remember that. So dot or multiplication, it is always AND operation. So again we have used here a dot a is nothing but a dot c is nothing but, here I have written ac, then ab dot a again ab, 1a will be removed, ab dot c will be abc. Now again from these two terms I have taken a as common, so what remains in bracket 1 plus c, a I have taken it as a common, and from this I have taken ab common, so again 1 plus c is there. But again 1 plus c is nothing but 1 or c. So since one of the input is already high and this is OR operation, so 1 plus c is equals to 1. So hence this bracket becomes 1, this bracket becomes 1. Finally what you get, a plus ab. Now again I have taken a common, so remaining bracket is 1 plus b, and again 1 plus b is nothing but equals to 1. So finally I got the simplified Boolean expression as f equals to a. So now you can observe by this complex, we have this complex expression in at the problem, but at the output we have find out the simplified expression for the function, and it is equals to a. What it means that the function output is not dependent at all on the values of b and c. function value is only dependent on the value of a, right? So what is the main motivation or main I will say motto in the introduction of this slide here, that you should realize that the simplification or minimization process is very important, very necessary in digital electronics. Okay, so this is the takeaway. All right. So since we have understood that the simplification process is very important or minimization is very important, then the simplification of Boolean functions can be done in two ways. So there are many methods actually, but these two methods are very important. First one is simplification or minimization of the Boolean expression by using algebraic method. Just now we have done that. Whatever we have discussed in this slide, this is nothing but your first option. By using identities and Boolean laws, we have used certain laws and identities of the Boolean algebra. तो एक तो आप ये मेथड फॉलो कर सकते हैं, और सेकेंड केस इज by using graphical method, that is by using Karnaugh map, that is K-map. So this method is actually in your syllabus. All right. So what happens when the number of inputs, अभी यहाँ तो जो अपने प्रॉब्लम लिया था, प्रॉब्लम which we have discussed just now, here only three inputs are there, A, B and C, and some very simple connection is as comparatively बहुत ही simple connection है. But there may be a situation where many inputs are there and the connection will be very critical. So जैसे ही अगर 5-6 variables अगर यहाँ पे आ गए, so it may possible that this function will become very complex. And in order to do this much step, you can observe how many steps are required, 8 to 10 steps. So when variables increase हो जाएंगे, तो number of steps will be also increasing, right? So what happens when the number of inputs increased, so this method of reducing the Boolean expression becomes quite complex. This first method, algebraic method, becomes quite complex, and again the chances of error has been also increased many times. So there comes a graphical method, that is K-map method, which is very easy to simplify the functions. यहाँ पे कुछ कैलकुलेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं, कुछ नहीं. We will see that in K-map. It is in your syllabus and very important. 1 or 2 problem will be always there in the examination on K-map. K-map is given by the scientist named Karnaugh, so that's why it is called as Karnaugh map or K-map. Okay, so right now just remember, until this discussion what we have seen, that we have seen some basics of Boolean algebra, and we have also seen the simplification of Boolean function using algebraic method. So we have seen the simplification is very important in the digital electronics, and there are generally two main ways of simplifying the Boolean expression. First one way was the using algebraic methods, and second was the graphical method. So I have just given you the example of first one, and it is not in detail in your syllabus, so just for the introductory level it is there. And then second one is graphical method. So we will use K-map to simplify the Boolean expression. Okay, right. So what is K-map and how to solve K-map? In order to reach up to this K-map point, again these are some basics. Okay, so I hope you are getting the flow of this discussion, right? That means actually we want to discuss the K-map But why we are going for K-map? In order to the simplifying the digital expression, that is Boolean expression, and to reach Boolean expression, we should know the representation of Boolean expression. Okay, and in earlier again, we have first started with the Boolean algebra. So first top was our Boolean algebra, then Boolean expression, then its representation, and after that we will go to the K-map. So this is the flow, right? So now we will talk about the representation of Boolean expression. So mainly Boolean expression can be represented in two ways, and these are very important two ways. So here you can observe the first way is it is represented in two forms actually. Two ways are nothing but two forms, different forms. First form is sum of products, that is SOP form, and second one is product of sum, that is POS form. Okay. Boolean expression consists of variables. Variables are nothing but A, B, C जो आप लेते हो ना, so those are variables. Boolean expression consists of variables, constants. Constants क्या रह सकते? 0 and 1. And logical operators such as and, or, not. These are the logical operators. Boolean expression consists of variables, constant, logic operators, which gives output as either 1 or 0. Again, since this is Boolean, the input and output will be always 1 or 0. Generally, given Boolean expression can be represented in two ways. First one, sum of product, that is SOP form. It is also called as disjunctive normal form. A sum of product form can be formed by adding or summing two or more product terms using Boolean addition operation. Here, the product terms are defined by using AND operation and the sum term is defined by using OR operation. So here you can uh, understand how this sum of product will look like. So here are two examples I have given. So sum of product, right? So this, there will be always sum between two terms, and in these two terms there will be product. So hence the term, it is called as sum of products. So here AB is one term, these are in product. B bar C is one term, it is also in product, and the sum is there of these two products. So hence it is called as sum of products. Again, in second example also you can observe there are two sums of three product terms, that is A plus B bar C plus ABC. So generally in most cases we use sum of product form, right? So whatever, okay, right. So these are the examples of sum of product SOP form. Now there is product of sum, that is POS form. It is called as conjunctive normal form. Now here it is product of sums. Product of sums form can be formed by multiplying. So here operation is multiplication, okay. So it can be formed by multiplying two or more sum terms using Boolean multiplication operation. Here sum terms are defined by using OR operation and product terms is defined using AND operation. So now you can observe the examples I have given here. So I have used the same AB also used here and AB is also used here, so that you will be able to understand the difference between SOP and POS. Okay. So same variables I have used. Here you can observe four variables A, B, B bar, C. Here also A, B, B bar, C. But the representation, if you observe there, here it was AB in product, B bar C is another product, and the sum of AB and B bar C was there. But on the other hand, in product of sum, it is sum here A plus B, then B plus C, and then their product is taken, right? So hence it becomes product, that is first word. Always remember, first word is nothing but the operator between two terms. ये हमेशा ध्यान में रखो. प्रोडक्ट ऑफ सम मतलब ऑपरेशन कौन सा हो रहा है, प्रोडक्ट का, एंड सम्स terms are presented in the form of sums of variables. This is very important, don't get confused. Sum of product में again first term, that is sum. Sum is the operation between two terms. And how are the terms? The terms are in product form. So hence it is called as sum of product, and it is called as product of sum. Is there any difficulty in this slide? Basically, Boolean expression is represented in two forms. The first one is sum of product and second one is product of sum. I will just wait for a couple of minutes. If you are having any problem, then we can discuss. Okay. We still have 5 minutes, so we will again proceed. So now we will see the standard sum of product. Now sum of product is different, and when word standard is attached to it, it becomes a little bit different. Okay. So here I have given the best example. So this representation, here you can observe that it is nothing but the sum of products. But this representation is not standard sum of product. It is sum of product, but it is not standard sum of product. So standard sum of product is nothing but this. Now what is the difference between these? It is also called as minimal sum of product. Okay, so just remember the name, minimal sum of product. Now what is the difference between this representation and this representation? Now if you observe that this representation, in this representation, how many variables are there? So this function is nothing but it is the function of three variables, a, b and c, right? So in sum of product form, you can observe here it is only two variables present, a and b, and again here it is also two variables present, b and c. One variable is absent in both the terms. Here c is absent and here a is absent. So when when any one of variable is absent, then that representation is minimized representation or minimal representation or minimal SOP. Now when standard term is there, so standard, when will you say that your representation in standard SOP form? Now look at this particular representation. Now you can observe here there are three variables, three variables, three variables, and again three variables. So in each term there are four terms. Okay, so four terms are there, and in all four terms, in each term three variables are there. अगर 4 वेरिएबल का फंक्शन होता तो आपको हर टर्म में 4 के चारों भी वेरिएबल्स चाहिए. Okay, but here on the other hand you can observe it was the function of 3 variables, but in each term there was one variable absent. So this is not your standard sum of product, but this is. तो स्टैंडर्ड कब बोलोगे आप? जब आपके हर टर्म में सब वेरिएबल्स प्रेजेंट हो. आइदर इट कैन बी इन कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री फॉर्म और इट कैन बी इन अनकॉम्प्लीमेंट्री फॉर्म. यहाँ पे देखो ए बार है तो ए बार रहेगा तो भी चलेगा, ए या फिर ए बार दोनों में से एक होना चाहिए, बी नहीं तो बी बार दोनों में से एक होना चाहिए, और सी नहीं तो सी बार दोनों में से एक. So same thing I have explained here, that this form is also called as disjunctive canonical form. Again this word is very important, canonical, or it is also called as canonical sum of product form. So this is derived by considering the combination for which the function f equals to 1. In this form the expression is the sum of, now this point is very important, okay. In this form the expression is the sum of number of product terms is the sum of number of product terms where each product term contains all the variables. Okay, so these are nothing but variables, a, b, c, these are variables. So your each product term must contain all the variables, then that sum of product will become standard sum of product or canonical sum of product form, right? And when you represent this standard sum of product form in this way, then each term in this form, each term here, it is called as mean term. Okay, so you can just read the last point, that is a product term which contains all the variables of function either in complemented or uncomplemented form. That is, अगर a बार भी रहेगा और a भी रहेगा तो दोनों भी चलेंगे, there is no problem. But अगर आपके term में all variables are present, then that term, that product term will be called as mean terms. In this expression there are total 4 mean terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because in all the terms there are 3 variables present. Basically an n variable function can have 2 raised to power n min terms. So this is the maximum min term that can be available. अब यहाँ पे आपका 3 वेरिएबल थे टोटल इन योर फंक्शन, सो टोटल मैक्सिमम min terms कितने होंगे आपके इसमें, 2 raised to power 3, that is 8. 8 min terms are possible. Okay, so since it is already 1:30, so we will stop our discussion here. But I will again recommend you to kindly go through this PPT. I will forward you the PPT and also the today's discussion. Just go through it for once, because if you initially grasp these points, then it will be much easier. The whole digital electronic units, these are very easy actually, but first you should be able to get familiarized with these particular basics. Okay, so we will stop here. If you are having any problem, then you can ask me, otherwise you can leave the session. Thank you.